What up guys, CounterPTCG here, today doing a deck profile of Empoleon. This is the new Empoleon from Ultra Prism, and this is a pretty cool looking deck. I don't know how relevant it's going to be, but it's essentially, sort of like the old Empoleon, except it's, a lot weaker. The old Empoleon did have less HP, but its attack, did cost, 1 less energy. It also did, half the damage, but still. It also doesn't have the ability Diving Draw, but Zoroark does, so it's kind of the same. I think that this is probably better than the old Empoleon, but I'm not really sure. I haven't really playtested this format, and I don't know what the meta is at all. So I'm just building decks out of plain background knowledge. First for Piplup, I believe that this Piplup is the best one, because it has a 10 damage attack for 1 energy. Same for the Prinplup. These don't really matter, actually. Yes, this Piplup, I think, is the only 70 HP one. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong. But I think that it is the only 70 HP one, so this Piplup is definitely the way to go. And I think this is the only Prinplup with a 1 energy attack. So, yeah. Then we play 4 Empoleon. The second attack is pretty much irrelevant as far as I know. But, the first attack, for 2 energy, does 20 for each Pokemon you play. So that is pretty powerful. And then we do a 2-2 Zoroark GX line, to be able to use trade, and discarding water energies is especially good for this deck because there is Aqua Patch. So, 2 Lele, this is to occupy bench and get supporters out. One thing is, this deck actually, fills up the bench pretty fast. There is 3 Brigettes. So you want to get, like, you probably have 3 Piplup and a Zorua, no problem. So there isn't very much space for, Tapu Lele's on the bench, so 2 is fine. And then I'm really torn about how to play the supporter lineup in decks now, because Cynthia is pretty good. So I'm doing 3-3-3, Sycamore and Cynthia, but I'm not sure. So this is sort of a, like, variable thing. You can really play any number of these cards, except for 5. Don't play 5 of any of these cards, you'll get DQ'd. And then also 3 Guzma and 3 Brigette. So there's 15 supporters, which is a little bit more than normal. But it's fine, especially because you can discard Brigettes and Sycamores. No problem with trade. Those are pretty much the ideal targets for trade. And Brigette is to get your Pokemon out faster so that you can fill up your Empoleon's attack costs, or damage. 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Rare Candy. These are both cards to get out your Empoleons faster. 4 Aqua Patch to get water energies out faster, because the attack on Empoleon does need 2 energies. It can be a little bit awkward to power up. But you can get one, you can get your first one going on the active and attach 2 energies, since it takes 2 turns to set up an Empoleon. And then you can also use Aqua Patch to set up another one on the bench. Also 3 Choice Band. I like playing only 3 in decks where you can search cards or draw cards very easily, because often the 4th you don't need, and often sometimes the 3rd you don't even need. But I think 3 is the perfect number, and it adds 30 damage, which can be perfect sometimes. And I'll go into relevant math later. 2 Floatstone and 2 Rescue Stretcher. Floatstone to retreat and Rescue Stretcher to get your Pokemon back, like your Empoleons and stuff. We also have other ways to get Pokemon back, but 1 Field Blower to discard tools, especially off of Garbodor, so you can continue to use trade. And then 6 Water, 4 Splash. I went with discount. You can drop a water for a splash, but I think it's better because you have a higher chance of drawing it and trading it away and getting an Aqua Patch. So that's why I went with more water energies than anything else. So relevant math, I can't really think of anything because I haven't actually took the time to think about it. If there's 10 Pokemon in play in total, and you have a choice band, you can one-shot a Gardevoir. So that's if both players have 4 bench Pokemon, or your opponent has 3, and you have 5, and you have a choice band, you can one-shot a Gardevoir. If there is 9 Pokemon in play and you have a choice band, you can one-shot Zoroark. So that is, one player has 5 benched, one player has 2, one player has 4 bench, one player has 3. There's a lot of different like variables. But to hit 180, there only needs to be 9 Pokemon in play. 8 if you have a choice band. Same for 190, there has to be 10 Pokemon in play, or 8 if you have a choice band. That's really all the math I can think of. To one-shot itself, there needs to be 8 Pokemon in play, so that's a total of 6 bench Pokemon. So if your bench is full and they only have 1 bench Pokemon, which would be very unfortunate for your opponent, but then you're doing a lot of damage to Empoleons. Tapu Lele's only need 9 Pokemon to get knocked out, or 7. Yeah, 7 to 7 in the choice band. Which means your opponent doesn't even have to have any bench Pokemon if you have 5, and you can still knock out Lele. So really the problem with this deck is getting set up and getting 5 bench Pokemon. After that, it really becomes very hard to play around Empoleon, which is why I think this deck is going to be one of the best decks. And this is definitely going to be the first deck I'm going to build out of the next set. Because I used to play the Empoleon, because I pulled a secret rare and I didn't even know what it was. And I played the Empoleon Terrakion deck for a little bit, and it was pretty good, but my list was bad, so I dropped it. I think I only played like 2 rare candy, but I was not very good back then. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe to CatapTCG for more Pokemon deck profiles. I have a lot of Ultra Prism stuff coming out soon, so you might even want to turn on notifications if you don't know what to build.